Today, I want to tell you guys about a massive multiplayer online role-playing game that honestly has me more excited than any other video game in history has ever had me excited. And that might sound like an exaggeration, but I promise you it's not. So in this video, I want to explain to you three reasons, the three core reasons why Mirandus is my most anticipated MMORPG ever. And if you are not up to date with how the blockchain is changing gaming, how real economies are going to start to be able to operate inside of video games and stuff like that, then this video is absolutely going to blow your mind. So if you're ready for it, remember to leave a big thumbs up, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and let's get into it. So starting off, the number one reason why I am so excited for Mirandus is the concept. So let's explain this concept to you. So if you are someone who's played MMORPGs in the past, like World of Warcraft or RuneScape or Guild Wars or any number of these massive multiplayer online games, then one of the thoughts that you may have had while playing is, what if this currency I was earning in this virtual world actually could matter in real life? What if the amount of wealth that I'm building on my character in this world could pay my rent and buy my food? And that is the entire concept, or one of the main concepts behind what Mirandus is. Because Mirandus is going to be the first ever massive multiplayer online game that is built on the blockchain. That means the currency inside Mirandus is going to be a cryptocurrency that you can exchange for Bitcoin or US dollar coin, and then you actually can feed yourself in real life with the money that you're earning by playing the game. But that is not all of it. Not only is the currency turning into a real currency, but because of NFTs, which if you don't know about NFTs, all you need to know is that they are a way to put an item onto the same blockchain that Bitcoin exists on or Ethereum exists on. So these Ethereum NFTs and Gala Games is creating their own smart chain. This is going to allow swords, bows, pickaxes, like your items that you have in your inventory and your armor and all of that is actually going to exist on the blockchain as well, meaning it's going to be rare, it's going to be verifiably owned, and you can actually sell it for real money. And in fact, because it's an NFT that is going to exist on your wallet, you can take it out of the game and you can sell it on some other marketplace if you want. So all of a sudden, not only are we getting real currencies, but we're getting real ownership of the things in the game that we own. Meaning if you work really hard to create a majestic weapon that is incredibly valuable, you can then sell that weapon to someone else if you want, and who knows, pay your rent for a while because of what you've done inside a video game. So really, really cool. But that's not all. The third part of the concept that is so cool is the fact that the entire economy is actually going to be owned by real players. That means that if you walk into this massive city, it's not just a city that's owned and run by non-player characters. The city is actually going to have an owner, a landlord over the entire city that owns that NFT property. And then all the building owners that have set up shops in this town are also going to be owned by individual players. So that means that if you go and buy a sword from a weapon shop, you're actually buying it from a real player, a weapon shop owner who went and created that sword in the game in order for you to be able to purchase it. So this entire economy is going to be player owned, and I think we don't even really grasp what that might mean for the future of massive multiplayer online role-playing games. And I actually ran a poll on my YouTube channel asking which genre of virtual world you would most want to live inside, and there were some really compelling options like a space opera, a apocalyptic world, a mega city with a ton of money and crime. But the most picked one, the most picked virtual reality that someone would want to set up their second life in, according to you guys, my channel subscribers, was a medieval fantasy world. And I think that's another reason why this game is just so underestimated right now and has so much potential. People want to live in a medieval fantasy world, and if you add real currency, real item ownership, and real economic ownership, like the entire economy being owned and operated by players, like this is the most ambitious, massive multiplayer online role-playing game ever. All right, so that was the very first of 3 things, the concept behind this game that has me so excited and has made this the game I'm looking forward to most out of any game ever released. Now, the second thing that has me super hyped for this is the team behind this project, because teams are really important, and what teams have done in the past say a lot often about what they're going to be able to accomplish in the future. And unlike a lot of projects where that kind of puts a damper on my excitement because I'm like, oh, they haven't really done that many cool things in the past, the team behind Mirandus has done some incredible things in the past. We're just going to spotlight, actually we'll spotlight 3. I was only going to do 2, but we'll spotlight 3 of the people on the Mirandus team. So first, let's look at the CEO of Gala Games. So Gala Games is the blockchain gaming company that is behind Mirandus, and it is a new startup. So who the CEO is very important, and what the CEO has done in the past is very important. So in this case, the CEO of Gala Games is Eric Schurmeyer, and Eric Schurmeyer has created some really successful companies in the past. For example, one you may have heard of was MySpace, and MySpace, wow, that was a viral hit when it was first created, and they sold MySpace for incredible profit, and now the company they sold MySpace to kind of killed it, to be completely honest, but that wasn't on Eric. So we have one super successful viral startup already. But then what did he do after MySpace? That was a long time ago, right? Well, after MySpace, he created a little company that you may have heard of because it created a game that also went super viral, which was Farmville on Facebook. And Farmville was so popular for a while, and Zynga, the company that Eric Schurmeyer created after MySpace, it actually still exists, and it is worth over $10 billion. So this is still a very successful gaming company. So all of a sudden here, we're looking at the CEO of Gala Games, who before this started MySpace and Zynga, 2 massive hits, and it's like, all right, after 2 incredible hits, obviously, it doesn't guarantee your next one's gonna be a hit, but it sure makes me a lot more confident that Eric knows what he's doing. He knows how to build a company. He knows how to build incredible teams, and Gala Games could be an incredible hit. And because Mirandus is their main blockbuster title, it just makes me so optimistic about what this game might become. But Eric's not developing the game. He's the CEO of the company. So let's look at the head developer behind Mirandus, the mastermind, and that is Michael McCarthy. Now, Michael McCarthy has so much experience in the video game space. Not only did he work with Eric to create the Farmville games, but also just on his own, Michael McCarthy has started his own video game startups before, and he's worked on some incredible titles that you may have heard of. I'll just throw out a couple, like Fallout 2 and Fable 2, which were both incredible role-playing games. So the lead developer, the mastermind behind Mirandus, has worked on super incredible games in the past. He knows how to make fun games, and that also increases my optimism level for Mirandus. So now let's look at a third member of the Gala Games team. The president of games for Gala Games is John Oswald. And if you didn't know, John Oswald actually left EA. He was the head of mobile gaming for EA in order to join this new blockchain gaming startup. And Electronic Arts, well, it's not the most popular gaming studio because they do a lot of stuff very poorly as far as microtransactions and stuff go. They know how to make very fun games that are addicting and people want to play. And this is top tier talent to leave Electronic Arts as the head of mobile gaming to become the president of games for Gala. So we just have this like top tier talent pool here behind Gala Games. So when I look at the team behind this project, it is just one massive green check mark. And I'm like, all right, the most incredible vision I've ever heard for a massive multiplayer online game, an incredible team that might actually be able to make it happen. So now let's look at the third and final reason why Mirandus is my most anticipated game. This third reason is that they have already been making super smart development decisions. They've been showing themselves as a team that has built countless games in the past, and they are focused on fun, and they are focused on actual utility, on the complexity of the game itself. And because of that, they have made some very interesting decisions as far as the visuals for the game go. And this is actually, even though it's the third reason I'm really excited for this game, I think it is also the reason why so many people are sleeping on this game. Because there has been several little pre-alpha tests inside the world of Mirandus, and when people see that and then compare it to games like Star Atlas, which is completely focused on visuals, beautiful art, it's gonna be an Unreal Engine 5, but it's being built by a team that's never made a video game before. So it's really beautiful, and people are buying into it on an insane level. When compared to Mirandus, they look at that art and they don't even look, oh wait, this team has actually done incredible things. I think they're gonna build something awesome. People just look at the art of two projects and instantly they view Star Atlas as the better one, even though when you actually look at the reasoning, because Gala Games has explained why they decided to go with a little bit more of a Minecraft-esque feel for this super complex, in-depth, massive multiplayer online role-playing game. And that reason is that they can do much faster iterations in development. They can add entire new gameplay mechanics while Star Atlas is still poly shading a specific element in one of the characters. So that is, I think, one of the most difficult but also really smart decisions that Mirandus has made already, which is making me optimistic that they're actually going to be able to achieve the complexity of the economy and player ownership and a true simulation of the real world in a medieval context because of the fact that they've decided to go with the Minecraft-esque graphics. And personally, I think it's easier to get immersed in worlds that aren't going for ultra realism and then probably failing when you compare it to a game that just knows, this is never gonna look exactly like real life. Let's let people's imaginations take over and then actually make the gameplay mechanics super fun and super in-depth. So I think it's been really smart decision making by the Mirandus team on the visual side. And I think that people are just gonna fall in love with this game. It doesn't look intimidating. It's gonna be easy for anyone to jump into it. And if you ask me right now how many players I think this game might have, I think it's very likely, and I'm not a financial advisor or anything, but I think it's very likely this game will one day have over 10 million players, and that might be lowballing it a ton when you consider that games like World of Warcraft had double that many players, and you couldn't earn real money inside the game. You're gonna be able to earn real money inside the world of Mirandus. So if this is the first video that you have ever seen about Mirandus, I have an entire playlist on Mirandus with a ton of videos. So I will have that playlist linked in the description. And also if you just go to the YouTube channel On-Chain Gaming and scroll down, there's a Mirandus playlist. And you can dive deep into this new up and coming massive multiplayer online role-playing game, the most anticipated game for me personally that I have ever been excited for. I should say that even though I cover a ton of up-and-coming blockchain games on this channel, almost all of my investment money is actually in Mirandus. I've been feeding money into Mirandus, buying NFT land, buying NFT buildings, and just building the number of NFTs that I own for Mirandus, because when I look across the field at all of the games that exist, the game that I want to play, the game that I want to spend the most time in is Mirandus. And that's why I'm putting most of my investment resources into Mirandus, because I feel like if this is going to be the most fun game to play, and And it could not be, guys. Like, there is the potential for failure here, even despite the 3 things that I laid out. If this is, though, the game that I am going to want to spend the most time in, then I want to own the most resources in it. And also the fact that it has a real player-owned economy, and I'm confident that a lot of the NFTs I'm building are gonna have actual revenue generation potential in the future. It just gets me that much more excited and that much more willing to invest in Mirandus NFTs. So I feel like people are really sleeping on this project. I mean, you can even compare Mirandus to Vox, which they're both Gala Games projects made by the same exact team. And Vox, in a matter of a month, 3x the total trading volume that Mirandus has had in about a year on OpenSea. So 3x the volume in a month on Vox, which is a cool project, but it's nothing as revolutionary and game-changing as Mirandus is gonna be. Yet 3 times more volume has been traded on Vox than has been traded in Mirandus. In my mind, it's actually kind of insane. But I think it could be an opportunity, because when people are sleeping on something and you think you see something that others don't, that's when I think the opportunity it arises. And that's why I've been pouring all of my crypto investment resources pretty much into Mirandus. So if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to leave a big thumbs up. That'll help out the video a ton in the YouTube algorithm. And then if you're not subscribed yet, remember to hit subscribe and click that notification bell, and you won't miss any future on-chain gaming content. And I will end by saying thank you to our incredible Patreon supporters. You guys are enabling us to make this content, and we really appreciate it. I'm not making these videos by myself. Nate, my brother, edits these videos. Josh, our friend, does original intro and outro music and all the sound design. So we really appreciate your support. And until next time, everyone, have fun exploring Mirandus once it comes out, and have fun roaming the metaverse.